folks. Welcome back to class. Hope you're all going well. If you're having any challenges with your classes or any questions or concerns, feel free to let me know. Always never too far away, only an email or a text message. Always feel free to get in touch. Glad to see you're all kicking on board and enjoying them and signing back up for more. If there's anything that you specifically would like a bowl class or something like that, make sure you do let me know, because we can certainly accommodate some of those things. Today we're going to do a foam roller class. So I'm pretty sure most of you have got foam rollers. The class could be done without a foam roller if you prefer not to use the foam roller. But if you've got a roller, you're going to jump with me and we're going to do the majority of the class on the roller. Standard things, just make sure that the space that you're in is safe. Make sure that there's nothing around you that you're going to roll into or run into or hit or hurt yourself. If there's something going on with your body, make sure you just nurture it a little bit. Won't be long before we jump through into next section or the section after. So, just barely minutes before we jump through. So just bear with it and just listen to your body and leave that section out. Enjoy the class. And if you have any queries, let me know. So at any point you could get off of your roller. So I'm going to roll through it on your roller for most of it. I'll remind you of that as we go along, that you could be doing it without your roller. But otherwise, if you've got a roller, you're going to sort of try and stick with me. We're going to lie down on them first. Hips on one end, head on the other end. So wriggle yourself into position. I'm going to get into position. Perhaps before you go down today, just check your feet. So just have a little look at your feet and make sure that they are actually in line with each other and that they're nice and straight. Obviously use your hands to guide you if you want to walk yourself down onto your roller. Once you're down there, your head will be on the opposite end. And just wriggle yourself into comfortable. We're going to check our head, neck and shoulder alignment before we kick off. So you're going to make sure that your chin's just gently up off of your chest. You've got that nice little gap between your chin and your chest. My ponytail's in the way here. Okay, chin up off of the chest, that nice little gap. Find your stability for me. We are going to start hanging in goalpost. If goalpost isn't right for you today, then you can just put your arms down by your side. Otherwise, you're going to hang in your goalpost. You're just going to let your arms drop and you're going to feel that nice stretch to the front of your pecs. While we're here, we're going to breathe. So we're just going to relax. We're going to take the tension out of our body. We're going to take some nice, big, deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through our nose if we can. And we're going to breathe out through our mouth. Big deep breath in through your nose and out through mouth. So you're going to keep breathing like that for me. As you're taking those nice big deep breaths, you're using your full lung capacity. So you should be letting as much air into your lungs as you can and then just slowly letting all the air out of your lungs. So as you take those nice big deep breaths, your ribs will be moving. Your ribs will be going to the ceiling, out to the side, and you also should feel the back of your ribcage just gently pushing on your foam roller. We're going to do one more breath pattern like that. Big deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. We're going to stay in goalposts, but we're going to bring our elbows into our waistline. So you're going to slide your elbows to draw in towards your waistline. We're going to stay here for 2 big deep breaths. So you're breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. One more breath pattern for me. Big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Bring your palms forwards. Take your hands to the front of your body. Rest one hand on the base of your rib cage and your other hand on your belly. So we're going to do some diaphragmatic breathing. We're going to breathe with our bellies. So we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe in, we're going to feel our belly lifting up underneath our hand. And as we breathe out, we're going to feel that belly just gently dropping back down. And so we breathe in and we feel the belly lifting, and we breathe out and we feel the belly dropping. So you're going to keep breathing like that for me. Your belly will be lifting and lowering. Movements created with our diaphragm. Our diaphragm moves up and down at the base of our rib cage. Lets the air into the lungs as it drops down, so the lungs got room to expand, and then it pushes the air back out of our lungs. So as you take your breath in, your diaphragm drops down from the base of your rib cage, it pushes onto your internal organs, that's what you're feeling happening under your hand. And then as you breathe out, the diaphragm pushes back up into the rib cage and helps you push the air out of your lungs. 2 more breaths. Big deep breath in, you feel that belly lifting as your diaphragm pushes on your internal organs. Exhale to let the air out, the diaphragm goes back up into the base of your ribs. And one more breath pattern like that. Big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, arms going to come down by our side. We're going to reach our fingers right down towards our toes so our arms are nice and long. We're going to stabilise on our roller. We're going to do some arm arcs. We're going to take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to float both of our arms straight to the ceiling, and our arms are nice and long and straight. And then we're going to bring them all the way back down and rest them down on the floor. So we're going to inhale breath first, exhale as both arms come to the ceiling, nice long arms for me, and then bring them back down to the floor. We're going to do 2 more like that, and then we're going to scissors. So both arms to the ceiling, nice long straight arms, and then bring them back to the floor. You've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale both arms to the ceiling, and back to the floor. Okay, we're going to move into scissors. Try to maintain your rib to hip connection. Both arms to the ceiling and pause. 1 arm above your head, other to your side. Bring them back to the ceiling and change them over. So you're going to scissor your arms forwards and backwards. You've still got your nice big deep breaths happening. Arms are staying nice and long and straight, so try not to let those arms bend as you take your arm backwards. Your brain's going to say, if I bend my arm, then my arm's going to get further back. I want you to maintain your rib to hip connection and maintain nice long straight arms. We're going to do 1 more in each direction, and then we're going to take them into windmills. Inhale, exhale, change to the center. And then last one. When both arms get back to the ceiling, I want you to pause there. Right, let's take the right arm above our head, left arm down by our side. We're going into windmills. We're going to circle those arms around, and we're going to bring them back up to the ceiling. So we're going to keep going in this direction. If windmills bothers your shoulders today, I want you to go back to scissors. Nice big deep breaths. You could be doing this on the floor. You don't need to be on the roller. If you want to hang on the roller with me, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, you could slide the foam roller out from underneath you and do it on the floor. Shoulders are getting nice mobility here. You'll feel the tension around your scapula if there is any as you take those arms around. Okay, when you get to the top, pause. Let's change the direction. Left arm above your head, right arm down by your side, and around you go in that semicircle. Nice big deep breaths. Keep going for me. Maintain your balance on your roller. You could be shorting your circle a little bit if your shoulders are a bit grumpy. The arm doesn't need to go right by your ear. If you can, that's preferable. Otherwise, you're going back to scissors. Whatever you're doing, you are working within the range that is best for your own body today. We're going to do 1 more of these. Inhale, exhale. Left arm comes above your head. Right arm comes to your side. Circle your arms around. When they get back to the ceiling, I want you to pause and lower your arms down and rest them down by your side. Arms are by your side. You can choose. They can be nice and close to your roller. They can be on the edge of your mat, or they can be further out on the floor. You can choose wherever is comfortable. Wider the arms, the more stability you're going to get, more help you're going to get. You can choose. I'm going to go on the floor today. We're going to do some dead bugs. We're going to lead with our left leg. We're going to take a breath in and breathe out to float our left leg up to 90 degrees, and then we're going to lower that leg back down. Then we're going to change to the right. We're going to bring the right leg up to 90 degrees, and we're going to lower it down. So just alternate sides in your own time for me. Things that you're focusing on are stability on your roller. You'll be getting feedback on that. You'll be focusing on your pelvis. Keep it nice and still. So your spine should stay in neutral. Your back should not be dropping into your roller as you lift your leg up. If you feel your back dropping into your roller, you're probably lifting your knee too far to your chest. You want to just bring that knee directly above the hip joint. Keep breathing. 1 more in each side. Exhale as you're floating. Inhale to lower. Last one on the right. And then you're going to pause at the bottom. Okay, we're going to come off of our rollers. So we're going to gently and carefully roll to one side. We're going to slide the roller out from underneath you. Roll it to the side for a second. Lie down on your mat. Have your roller within arm's reach for me, so don't send it too far away. Lying back down on your mat, just enjoy that nice flat feeling after being up on the roller. Okay, arms are going to come down by your side. Palms are going to turn to face to the ceiling to begin with. Shoulders nice and broad and wide when palms face to the ceiling. Feet, they're firmly on your mat. You're grounded right across your feet. Big toe, little toe right through the heel. We're going to start with some little pelvic tilts. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to tip our pelvis backwards and let our spine open and flatten into the mat. Then we're going to roll our pelvis forwards and then let our back arch up off of the mat. As we roll backwards, we've got a breath out and we allow that spine to gently flatten into the mat. And as we roll the pelvis forwards, we feel the back arching. So you're going to move in your own time, gently forwards and backwards. As you're moving, knees are still. Try not to let them sway around. As you're moving, your head will move. Your chin will pop into your chest, your chin will pop up towards the ceiling, or you let it flow. Gently rolling backwards, spine opens and flattens into the mat. Roll the pelvis forwards and let the back arch. 2 more each way. Gently roll backwards, allow the spine to flatten. Roll the pelvis forwards, let the back arch. And 1 more each way. Gentle roll back, spine flattens. Roll forwards, back arches. And rest in neutral. Moving from your wrist joint as opposed to your shoulder joint, swivel your palms down. So palms are now down, shoulders are broad and wide. If you want, you can wriggle your feet a bit closer to your hips for your bridges. Stand firmly in your feet, shoulders are broad and wide. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, tip your pelvis backwards, allow your spine to flatten, and then slowly come up into that nice long bridge and open up through your hips for me. Take a breath in there, and breathe out to peel your spine down. So come down bit by bit, work through each vertebrae one at a time, and let your pelvis roll through neutral when you get to the bottom. So you're going to inhale first. As you exhale, you gently tilt backwards, your spine imprints, and then you lift those hips right up off of the mat and open up through the front of your hips. Breath in there, slowly down. Think of sending your knees out towards your second toe as you peel yourself all the way down. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to add on if you choose. Inhale first, gentle tilt back, spine imprints, come up into your bridge position. Hold there, take a breath in, and then breathe out to peel your spine all the way down. Work through each vertebrae one at a time, let the pelvis roll through neutral. And we're going to do 1 more. Inhale first, gentle tilt back, spine imprints, come up into that bridge and open up through your hips. Breath in at the top, and then down you come. Pause and rest at the bottom. Okay, we're going to do 4 more bridges. You have some choices here. I'm going to put my feet on my roller. When you put your feet on your roller, it will advance the exercise quite a bit. It's going to make you really use your hamstrings. You don't need to put your feet on your roller. You can choose. Otherwise, tuck your feet on your roller. It's entirely up to you. You can keep your feet on the ground. Now, if you decide to have a crack with feet on the roller and you hate it, either just tuck the roller in towards your hips or push it away, but don't send it too far away from you. So, I'm going to have my feet on the roller. Try it if you like. Otherwise, keep your feet down on the mat. Palms down, shoulders are nice and broad, standing firmly in your feet, whether they're on the mat or the roller. Take a breath in, breathe out to tip the pelvis backwards and slowly come up into that nice, long, strong bridge. Take a breath in and then breathe out to peel yourself all the way down. 1 long breath. If you're on your roller, you'll be feeling the challenge. If your feet are on the mat, that's perfectly fine. You can choose. Inhale first, gentle tilt back, spine imprints. Up you go into that nice elongated bridge position. Pause there, breath in, breathe out to come all the way down. Allow the pelvis to roll through neutral at the bottom. Okay, we've got 2 to go. Inhale first, gentle tilt back, spine imprints. Lift up into that nice elongated bridge. Pause at the top, take a breath in, and then down you come. 1 long breath as you peel yourself all the way down. We've got 1 to go. Inhale first, gentle tilt back. Up you come into your bridge. Pause there, breath in, and then down you go. Breathe out all the way. Pelvis rolls through neutral. If your feet are on the roller, just swivel your roller out towards the side or grab it with your hands and get rid of it. Otherwise, you're going to go straight into a hamstring stretch. If you've got your roller out the way, we're going to join the hamstring stretch. So leg to the ceiling, interlace the hands, pull the leg in towards the chest and stretch through the back of your leg. You should feel it in your hammy, in your thigh. If it's in the back of your knee, I want you to bend your knee slightly. Your leg could be straight, fully straight, but just watch it doesn't aggravate your knee. Just nice and relaxed with that foot for a moment. 1 more breath here. Now let's add our neural floss, toes to nose, toes to ceiling. So you're going to flex and point that foot. If it bothers you too much, just leave it out. Toes to nose, toes to ceiling, 1 more each way. Okay, relax the foot, lower the leg down on the mat, change legs. Opposite leg to the ceiling, interlace the hands, pull the leg in towards your chest. Get that nice stretch again through the back of your hammy. Knee softened if that's better for your body today. Okay, toes to nose, toes to ceiling. So we're flexing and pointing, toes to nose, toes to ceiling. Nice big deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling, toes to nose, toes to ceiling. Okay, one more each way. Relax the foot, place the foot back down onto the mat. Okay, let's bring knees and feet together to touch. We're going to go into straight into double bent knee fall out. So knees and feet are touching, pelvis is still. No movement through the hips, no movement laterally, i.e. from side to side. You can put your hands on your hips if you like, hands on the mat, you can choose. One hand could slide under your lumbar if you prefer. Smooth movement, even movement. Take a breath in, breathe out to let both legs draw apart at the same time with control. And then pull them back to the center line with control. Nice. Exhaling. Legs go apart. Inhale, draw them back in. Okay, team, as you're doing these, today you're going to focus on that drawing in and up. So as you pull your legs together, you feel your pelvic floor engage, you feel your abdominals switched on, drawing in and up via the pelvic floor. Nice big deep breaths. Exhaling as you allow those legs to go apart smoothly. And then as you pull those legs in on an inhale breath, feel that drawing in and up. Nice smooth controlled movements. Both legs are tracking at the same pace. One is not going quicker than the other. We're going to do two more. Legs draw apart with control. Pull them back together with control. Nice smooth movement. You've got one to go. Exhaling apart, draw them back. Lovely. Take your hands out to the edge of your mat, a little bit wider than your edge of the mat, in fact. Bit of a V. Drop both of your knees to the left-hand side of your mat. Take your gaze over your right shoulder and let your back stretch out. Hang here for 2 breaths. Big deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out. One more breath like that. Okay, knees are squeezed together, abdominals are switched on. You're pulling your legs through the center of your mat with control. You're going to drop your knees to the right hand side of your mat. Your gaze goes over the opposite shoulder, and again you're going to hang here and breathe. Nice big deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Big deep breath in and out. Pull yourself back into the center for me. Once you get there, wriggle your feet back into hip width distance apart. Take your hands, interlace your hands behind your head for me. Elbows of yours are nice and wide. It's like you're trying to touch your elbows on the opposite sides of the room. Your hands are at the base of your skull. Your ring finger and little finger at the bottom of your skull. The rest of your fingers and your thumbs are running down the back of your neck. Tummy muscles are switched on. We're going to warm up those abdominals. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to breathe out to come into a chest lift. Head, neck and shoulders lift. Gaze to the middle of your thighs for me. And then lower yourself all the way down. So you get a breath in first, breathe out as you come up, look directly down to the middle of those thighs for me, and then lower yourself all the way down. Elbows are nice and wide, remember. Inhale first, exhale up you come. Keep them wide, look to the middle of your thighs, and then lower yourself all the way down. We're going to do one more like this, then we're going to add on. Inhale first, exhale up you come, and lower yourself all the way down. You could keep your hands behind your head if you want, otherwise you can add some arms. Breathe in first, breathe out to come up, hold here. Take your hands, tuck them behind your knees, pull yourself up that smidge higher, hold here. Bring your arms to the ceiling, put your arms back behind your head, and then lower yourself all the way back down. Inhale first, exhale, head, neck and shoulders lift. Hands tucked behind your knees, pull yourself up that bit higher. Keep that height for me. Bring your arms to the ceiling, place them behind your head, and then lower yourself all the way down. We've got 2 to go. Inhale first, exhale, head, neck and shoulders lift. Hands tuck, scoop, pull higher. Keep your height, arms come to the ceiling. Bring them behind your head and lower yourself all the way down. You've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale, up you come. Hands tuck, scoop, pull higher. Keep your height, bring your arms to the ceiling, place them behind your head, and then lower yourself all the way down. Stretch one leg out nice and long, stretch your other leg out nice and long. Take your hands from behind your head, reach them over the top of your head. Reach your fingers out, open through the palms of your hands, point your toes away from you, and take 1 nice big deep breath. Big deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, make leg through your body for me. Then you're going to float your arms to the ceiling, and you're going to bring them all the way down by your side. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to have your feet hip width distance apart. We're going to do a little bit of a formation of hundreds. Not the 400s, but some of the movements that we do in hundreds. So you'll recognise some of them. So just work with me here. So shoulders nice and broad and wide. First thing you're going to do is bring your arms to the ceiling. You're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to bring your arms down to your side. You're going to lift your head, neck and shoulders up. Look directly down to your legs. Your hands are hovering off of the mat. Then you bring your head back down to the mat and your arms back to the ceiling. So inhale first, exhale, head, neck and shoulders lift. Nice broad shoulders, gaze down to the middle of your thighs. Bring your head back down, bring your arms back to the ceiling. Okay, 2 to go. Inhale first, exhale, head, neck and shoulders, lift arms, come down to your side, reach your arms right to your toes, and then lower yourself all the way down. We've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale, head, neck and shoulders, lift, gaze to those thighs, and then lower yourself all the way down. Hold here. Float one leg to 90 degrees and hold it there. Take a breath in, bring your second leg up to join it. Now, you could have your legs on the floor still. You can choose. You can put your legs on the floor if you like. Otherwise, keep them at tabletop. Take a breath in, breathe out, lift head, neck and shoulders up, gaze down to the middle of those thighs, bring head, neck and shoulders back down, and arms come back to the ceiling. We've got 4. Inhale first, exhale, up you come. Long arms, broad shoulders, gaze to the middle of your thighs, and then lower yourself all the way down. 2 to go, spine's in neutral when you're down. When you come up, spine imprints, look to the middle of your thighs, and lower all the way down. You've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale, head, neck and shoulders lift, gaze to those thighs, lower all the way down, pause there, lower one leg down, lower your other leg down, bring your arms down by your side just for a second. We're going to add on 1 more time. You could choose to have your feet down. You could choose to keep your feet in tabletop, or you can choose to come with me. We're going to extend one leg when we get up there. I'll walk you through it. Okay, first thing to do, float one leg to tabletop and hold it there. Take a breath in. Second leg to tabletop, hold it there. Float both arms to the ceiling. We're going to lead this with the left leg. When we get up there, the left leg is going to stretch out to a 45-degree angle. So, take a breath in. Breathe out. Head, neck and shoulders lift. Gaze to your thighs. Stretch your left leg out at a 45-degree angle. Bring your leg back to tabletop. Bring your head, neck and shoulders back to the mat. Changing to the right leg. Inhale first. Exhale, up you come. Stretch that right leg out nice and long. Gaze down between your thighs and come all the way down. You've got 1 more on each side. Inhale first. Exhale, up you come. Stretch the leg out long. Gaze down between the thighs and all the way down. You've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale, up you come. Lower everything all the way down. Bend your knees, bring your knees into your chest, hug your knees into your chest and roll around. Little massage of your back. Little roll from side to side or in a circle, you can choose. Little turn of the head, turn it from side to side. Change directions, go the other way, roll the opposite direction. Nice big deep breaths. Okay, feet come back down onto the mat, 1 at a time, and just rest. Okay, some choices here. Foam rollers. I'm going to line myself up on the edge of the mat and have my foam roller with me. My foam roller is going to give me some feedback for some side lying work. If you don't want to have your roller with you, that is perfectly okay. Otherwise, just sit yourself up for a second, grab your roller, stand your roller upright, and put it on the edge of your mat. So my mat's there and my roller's right next to it. Don't need to do that, you can choose. If you've chosen to put your roller there, come down in your clam position and have your butt near your roller. So you don't want to have it touching, but have it close, all right? You should find that when you're lined up along the edge of the mat, your head, neck and shoulders should be similar. So I'm way off here. I'm going to wriggle back a bit. Okay. So foam rollers near my hips. My feet are on the edge of the mat. My head, neck and shoulders are on the edge of the mat. So I'm in one nice long straight line. Now, choices. Let's rest our head on our hand. Your arm could be straight or bent. You can choose. If you want to have a pillow, you could have a pillow. Either way, your chin's up off of your chest. So you're looking across the room. Take your hand and put it on your hip and push your hip away. All right. So your hand can stay on your hip or in front of the mat. Either is fine. Feet stay touching, roller stays still, lift the top knee up off the bottom knee, and then lower it down. So you're opening and closing that hip joint. You're only going as far as you can before you feel your hip moving, and if your roller's standing behind you, before you feel that roller might want to move. So work within the range that you can control. If you feel your hip tipping backwards, you're likely to knock your roller over. It's just there to give you some feedback, alright? Don't overthink it, don't stress about it. Gently lifting and lowering. We're going to do 3 more. So you're going to open that knee, keep the pelvis stable, lower it down, use your breath to help, gently lift and lower. You've got 1 to go, lift and lower. Okay, hand can stay on your hip or come on the mat. Stretch the top leg out long and straight and flex your foot. Again, foam roller stays upright, lift the leg up towards the ceiling and then lower it down. If you feel your hip tipping backwards as you lift and lower your leg, again, your hand on your hip and your roller will probably give you some feedback. Keep your leg really long. Pull your toes towards your nose to help you engage the muscles in the back of your leg. Allow your breath to help you. Gently lifting and lowering. Trying to scrape your heel on the opposite side of the room. You've got 3 to go. Gentle lift and lower. Nice long breaths. Nice team. We're going to do 1 more. Gentle lift. Lower the leg down. Let it rest on the mat. If your hand is on your hip, I suggest bringing your hand forwards and putting it on the mat. You could have a little finger grip. I'm going to go with a little finger grip as opposed to a flat hand. You can choose though. Lift your top leg up with your flex foot, kick forwards, point your toe, go backwards. Watch that roller, we want to keep it upright. Flex foot forwards, kick doesn't need to be big, point the toe to go backwards, careful on the way back. That's that 10% range we often talk about. Gliding the leg forwards, gliding it backwards. Inhale to bring it forwards, exhale to take it backwards. Keep the length in the leg, nice and controlled. And back, we're going to do 1 more. Inhale forwards, exhale backwards. When you get to the center, lower your leg down to rest. You should feel that. Okay team, we're going to change sides. So I'm going to bring myself slightly forward so I don't knock my roller over. I'm going to wriggle myself around. We're going back to clams first. I might actually bring my roller slightly this way so I've got room for myself on the mat without ending up on the carpet. So you're going to line yourself up again. Hips near the roller. You can choose how close you're going. My feet are on the edge of my mat. My head, neck and shoulders are pretty much lined up with the edge of my mat. And my roller is close to my hips but not touching my hips. My head is resting in on my arm. My chin's up over my chest and I'm looking across the room. I'm going to start with my hand on my hip and I'm going to push my hip away to stack my hips. My feet are going to stay touching each other and we're going to lift our top leg up off of the bottom leg and then we're going to lower it down. I'm going to inhale as I lift my leg and I'm going to exhale to lower. And as I lift and lower that leg, or that knee I should say, my hip's not moving. Or at least I'm trying not to let it move. I know that that roller is going to give me some feedback, but also my hand that's resting on top of my hip is giving me some feedback as well. Gently lifting and lowering down. My breath is assisting that movement. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. We've got 2 to go. Float the knee and then lower. And last one, lift and lower. Okay, pause. Stretch the top leg out long and straight. Have the heel in line with the hip, so I don't want you to bring the leg forwards. 1 long straight line. Toes are pulled towards your nose. Lift your leg up towards the ceiling and lower it down. Work within the range that you are able to maintain the stability through your torso and your hips. If you feel your body wobbling around, you're going to make that lift much smaller for me. You're going to keep your toes pulled towards your nose to help you to assist to feel those muscles in the back of your leg working, and try not to let your quad do all of the work or your hip flexors, including that lovely muscle called psoas. We're going to do 2 more. Gentle lift and lower. And last one, lift and lower. Okay, we'll let the leg rest for a second. Going forwards and backwards, work within your own range. Try and maintain that roller upright if you can. Lift your leg up for me. Kick your leg forwards. Let's point our toes on the way backwards, work within the range that you can control. Inhale as you glide the leg forwards. Exhale as you glide the leg backwards. Stability through that torso. Lengthen that leg. Nice and controlled. Core switched on. It's that core of yours that's going to help you maintain that stability through your hips. Keep the length in your leg. Make it as long as you can. Okay, you got 2 to go. Glide forwards. Glide backwards. Last one. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. When you get to the center, lower the leg down and rest. Rest for a second. I'm going to grab my roller. If you like, you can bring yours with you. We're going to do some scapular and shoulder blade movement with your rollers. Now, if you have grumpy shoulders and having your arms above your head is uncomfortable, you can just leave this bit out. Or if one shoulder is uncomfortable, you could use one arm. When we get to lifting the chest off, if you've chosen not to do your scapulars with me, you're going to have your hands tucked in your goalpost position and work from here whilst we do that in a minute with our roller. That will make sense in a second. So, lying on your stomach, arms are out nice and long and your arms are resting on your roller. Wrists are resting on your roller. Head is down on the mat. Now, like I said, you could have one arm on your roller and do this, or you can just leave this section out. It'll only be a short few moments. Otherwise, both arms are on the roller. Head's resting on the mat or hovering, okay? First thing you're going to do is roll the foam roller towards you without bending your elbows. It will be a small movement. Roll the roller away from you without bending your elbows. Okay, keep going. Roll the roller towards the top of your head and then roll it away. It's a small movement. This is designed to allow your scapula to glide up and down your shoulder blades. Depending on the tension in your head, neck and shoulders and the tightness through there, your movement may be very small. You might find that movement starts to get better. Gently roll the roller towards you without bending your elbows and roll it away. Your brain will say, it's much easier to bend my elbows. Try not to bend your elbows. You've got one more. Roll the roller towards you, roll it away. Pause here, we're going to add on. Now we're going to add a little lift to the chest. So this is where you could join us and have your arms in your goalpost position. Otherwise, you're going to take a breath in, breathe out, roll the roller towards the top of your head, and then just a little lift through the front of your chest, just to the bottom of your ribs, not too high, and then lower all the way back down. Think length in your body. Inhale first, exhale up you come, roll the roller towards you, little lift through the front of your chest, just to where it's comfortable for you, and then roll it away. You could be in goalpost doing this. If you're in goalpost, it looks like this, little lift through the front of your chest, that chest expansion, and then lower down. Otherwise, hands are on the roller, we've got 3 to go. Roll the roller towards you, shoulder blades glide down, little lift through the front of your chest, keep the length through your neck, and then lower all the way down. 2 to go. Inhale first, exhale up you come, and then down. We've got 1 to go. Inhale first, breathe out to come up, lower all the way down. Let the roller go to the edge of the mat or onto the floor in front of you. Still keep it within your reach. Take yourself back into a child's pose stretch. So bottom back to heels, arms in front if you can. If arms in front is not good for you today, put them by your side and just sink yourself backwards so your hips go towards your heels. Big deep breaths here for me. Breathe into the back of your ribs. Nice big deep breath in. Exhale, let that air out. 2 more. Big deep breath in. Exhale, let that air out. 1 more. Big deep breath in. Exhale, let that air out. Okay, come forwards, back down onto your stomach for me. We're going to go into some darts. So we've got some nice warmth through the front of our spine. We're going to come down on our stomachs into our prone position, and we're going to bring our arms down by our side with our palms to the ceiling. Feet. Bring your big toes together, let them touch each other, and let your ankles flop out to the side. I put your feet in that position to help you keep your feet down on the ground. If when you do your dart you feel your feet lifting, your glutes are getting in on the action, your butt. We want to keep it out of the action today. So that's why we put your feet in that position. Head is either hovering on the mat, hovering off of the mat, I should say, or resting on the mat. Arms are long, so reach your fingers down towards your toes. You'll see how that draws your shoulders back and down. Core is engaged. You feel like your belly button is lifting up off of the mat. You're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift your face, lift your chest, and lift your arms up off of the mat for me. And then lower yourself all the way down. Nice long bodies, team. Inhale first. Exhale, up you come. Lengthen through those fingers, lengthen through the crown of your head, and then lower yourself down. Nice and controlled. Inhale first. Exhale, up you come. Nice and controlled. And then lower yourself all the way down. Lengthen the fingertips down to your toes. Inhale first. Exhale, up you come. And lower down. You've got one to go. Breathing in first. Breathe out to come up. And lower down. We're going to do 2 more. We're going to add some arm pumps up there. They're going to be 8 arm pumps. Nice strong ones for me. Okay. Take a breath in. Breathe out to come into your dart. And pump for me for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And lower yourself all the way down. We're going to go again. Inhale first. Exhale, up you come. Hold here and pump for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and lower all the way down. Let's come up onto all fours. We're going to come into some cat and cow stretches. Cat and cow or just cat stretches? Okay, hands on your mat in your quadruped position. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. There's a gap between my knees, so my knees are directly underneath my hips. I am weight bearing through my little fingers. You could be on your knuckles if that's more comfortable for you, otherwise you are flat on your wrists. You could fold your mat up as well. That's another way to do it if it gives you any grief. Fold your mat up, give yourself a bit of elevation through there. Okay, head drops down between arms, arch your back right up towards the ceiling and open up through your spine. Now, allow your tummy to come down towards the mat and your gaze to go across the room in front of you. And then when you're ready, head drops down between your arms, arch back right up towards the ceiling and open up through that spine. And then tummy comes down and gaze goes across the room. We're going to do 2 more. Head drops. Let your neck relax between your arms. Arch your back right up towards the ceiling for me. Allow your tummy to come down towards the mat and your gaze across the room. You've got 1 more in each direction. Head drops down, arch your back right up towards the ceiling and open up through that spine. And then last one, tummy comes down, gaze across the room. Rest in neutral. We're going to use your roller for quadruped. Not compulsory, don't need to do it. You could have your hands on the mat if you prefer. You could start on your roller and take your hands to the mat if you prefer. Right, hands in line with shoulders still, so you still want that nice alignment. Still that gap between your knees. Gaze, I'm looking towards the end of my mat. That keeps my head in line with my spine. Don't want you to drop your head down, don't want you to look too far forwards. Shoulder girdle's strong and it's still. Neutral spine, hips are stable and still. Arms first. Bring one arm out in front of you, make that arm nice and long, and then bring it all the way down. Change sides. Opposite arm goes out and lifts and bring it down. So we're going to alternate sides. As we take the arm out and lift it up, the arm is long and then we bring it down. We're not moving through our torso. The only thing that is moving are these limbs, your arms. Nice and controlled through the rest of your body. Okay, 1 more arm on the right hand side. Okay, then we're going to keep our hands on the roller. We're going to move our legs. The leg lift will not be that high. So you're going to slide your toes out. You're going to lift your leg up, make it long. Put your toes back to the mat and glide it underneath. Change sides. Toes slide out, leg lifts, toes to the mat, glide it back underneath. Alternate sides. As the leg goes out and lifts, you've got a breath out. Bring it down. Try to maintain the weight bearing through your hands still outside through the little fingers so that you're not jamming into your thumbs on your roller. Okay, 1 more on each side. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice long leg. Bring it down. Last one. Inhale first, exhale, out you go. Lift and down. Okay, we're going opposite arm and leg. You can stick with singles, you can get rid of your roller, you can choose. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Opposite arm and leg go out with control. Return them without moving your torso. Change sides. Inhale first. Exhale out you go. Keep everything still as you bring them down. So try not to swivel through your hips. Shoulder girdles nice and strong. Alternate sides. Take your time with them. We want you to be able to keep your stability. Okay, one more on each side. Inhale first, exhale out you go, and bring them down. You've got one left. Inhale first, exhale out you go, and down. Okay, we're going to do a thread the needle stretch with our rollers. So let's put your roller on the left hand side of your mat and come back down on quadruped. Pick up your right hand and put your palm on your roller behind your left arm. Then roll your roller away and bring your ear down towards the mat. Again, you could do this without the roller. You're going to hang here and breathe. Nice big deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, roll the roller back, come part way up. We're going to repeat it. So roller rolls away, bring the ear down towards the mat, get that nice rotation through your body, hang here and breathe, nice big deep breaths, and then bring it all the way back. We're going to alternate sides. So we're going to go to the other side, I should say. Roll it to the right hand side of your mat. Right hand is on your mat. Left hand picks up, palm down on the roller. When you're ready, roll the roller away, bring that left ear down towards the mat. Oh, this side is tight for me. Hang here for a couple of breaths. Okay, roll the roller back in, come back up to that halfway position. Then go again. Roll the roller away, bring the ear down towards the mat. Get a nice rotation through your body for me. And then bring it all the way back. Alright team, come into a sitting position. You're going to stretch your legs out long and straight. You're going to have your roller just sort of down to your toes. Toes could touch it, but it's not necessary for the first one. Toes could rest on it, but you can choose. If you're struggling to sit on the floor, you could have a little lift through your hips, tuck something underneath your butt. Or you could bend your knees, either is fine. We're going into spine stretch. So take your brain back to how your spine curved when you did your cat stretch. That's the kind of thing we're looking for here. So hands are down by your side, palms are to the ceiling, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest, you're going to round your spine backwards. Then you're going to slide your hands forwards along the mat, you're going to keep your sit bones on the mat, so not too far forwards that your butt starts to lift. Slide your hands and come and sit up nice and tall with your shoulders away from your ears. Breath in, tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine backwards, breathe out as you curl forwards, hip bones stay connected to the mat. Come all the way back up, sit up nice and tall, shoulders are relaxed. Going again, inhale first, tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine backwards, breathe out as you curl forwards for me. And then come all the way back up. We're going to do two more. Breath in first, tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine, keep the sit bones touching the mat as you curl yourself forwards. Then come all the way back up. You've got one to go with me. Breathe in first, tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine backwards, breathe out to curl forwards. Come all the way back up, sit up nice and tall, pause here. Bring your roller to touch your feet if it's not already there. So just touching, not holding on, just touching. Float your arms out towards the side. If arms towards the side is difficult, bring your hands across your chest. Either is fine. If arms out towards the side becomes difficult, bring your hands across your chest. Sit up nice and tall and create space between your ribs and your hips. Twist, left side first. Take a breath in, breathe out to twist yourself around towards the left hand side. Come through the center, twist yourself around towards the right hand side. Alternate sides in your own time. Your roller should not be moving. If you feel your roller moving or your feet pushing on that roller, then your pelvis is moving. We're trying to disassociate the movement from the top part of your body to the bottom part. The bottom part should be still, the top part should be moving. Gently push down on the ankle that you're twisting towards if you like to help you to assist that movement. One more in each direction. Inhale, exhale, twist yourself around. Come through the center, one more to the other side. When you're back in the middle, you're going to pause, you're going to lower your arms down, you're going to give your shoulders a roll, you're going to roll them in one direction and then the other. We're going to do our leg series on our rollers. When we do our leg series on our rollers, we're going to do scissors, we're going to do bicycles, we're going to do circles, we're going to do all of these fun things. I'm going to help you get there in a second. Things to focus are both legs are doing the same thing at the same time. Alright? Try not to let one leg get out of control. If at any point when you're doing these exercises, and I'm going to get you safely there in a minute, you feel dizziness, pins and needles, tingling or lightheadedness, you're just going to get the roller out from underneath your hips and lie yourself down. You could continue doing it with your hips just on the roller and working with your legs. Don't need to be on the roller, okay? Otherwise, come with me and we're going to put you on your roller. So if you're using your roller, lie yourself down and have your roller between your feet and your hips. I encourage you to try using the roller. Otherwise, at any point, remember that's where you're going to get to. Foam roller is going to be tucked out of the way. Okay, lift your hips, bring the roller underneath your tailbone. So your butt is sitting on the roller and your tailbone, your coccyx, is on that roller. Hands are on the roller, you're going to hold on to it. We don't want it to slip out. At any point, get rid of it, that's perfectly fine. Right, shoulders are still nice and relaxed. Get yourself into a comfortable position. Float one leg to 90 degrees and hold it there. Take a breath, then bring the second leg to join it. Stretch both legs straight to the ceiling and have your legs together. So legs are long, legs are straight. Right, imagine your legs are a pair of scissors. So, you're going to bring one foot towards you and take 1 foot away from you. There's your scissors. Your legs have opened like a pair of scissors would. Bring them back to the centre and change. So you're going to scissor in your own time. Your scissor is as big as you can control. So, I want you to have smooth scissors. Both legs are moving at the same time, the same pace, like a pair of scissors would. One leg is going away from you at the same pace as the other one's coming towards you. Nice smooth movement, just like a pair of scissors would. If you've got control, your scissors can be bigger. You can open those legs out wider. Make those legs long, like you're trying to scrape your toes up on top of the ceiling. We're going to do one more in each direction. Nice long legs, scissor them apart with control. Both at the same time, both at the same pace. Last one. When you get back to the top, pause. Legs together initially. Right, imagine on the end of your toes are 2 crayons, 2 red crayons. They're always red, I don't know why. We're going to draw 2 circles on the ceiling. So bring your toes slightly towards you. Take your legs apart and around in a little circle to begin with. Okay. Both circles of yours are being drawn at the same time and at the same pace. So you're drawing imaginary circles on your ceiling, and both of those circles are the same size and drawn at the same time. If you have control of your circles, they can be bigger, but you must be able to control them. Breathing. Remember your breathing. Inhaling, exhaling. Circles. Lengthen those legs. Try and scrape your toes up on top of your ceiling. Okay, we're going to reverse the direction of our circles. When you get to the top, change. So legs will go the other way. Circle around. They don't need to be big. I'm going a bit bigger. You can go smaller. Work within the range that's comfortable. At any point, you can bring your hips up off of your roller. That's perfectly fine. Control your circles. Keep your breathing going. Nice, big, deep breaths. Okay, you've got 2 circles to go. And then we're going into bicycles. Nice and controlled. Imagine those crayons still. When you get to the top, you're going to pause. Both legs are straight and both legs are to the ceiling. Okay, you're going to ride a bike. So bend one knee, drop the opposite leg out nice and long and straight, and away you go. You are cycling. Your leg is long when you stretch it out. It's like you're trying to scrape your toes on your mat. Open up through your hip joints. Nice big deep breaths. Make it as controlled as you possibly can. Slow it down if you're going really fast. Watch your movement. Keep your breathing going. Okay, we're going to reverse our bicycles. If this doesn't mess with your brain, Nothing will. This messes with my brain completely. Maybe I ride my bike a little bit too much. Keep your breathing going. Nice team. Nice big deep breaths. Okay, we've got 2 more bicycles in this direction. Then when you get to the top, ugh, mine are terrible. Pause. Okay, bend your knees. Put one foot down on the mat. Put the other foot down on the mat. Right, you've got some choices here. You can get rid of your roller. I encourage you to keep your roller unless it's bothering you. Stretch one leg out long and straight. Feel that opening through your hips. That's step 1. Step 2 is to stretch both legs out. If your back's not happy with that, then I don't want you to do that. I want you to just have one leg. If your back's not happy with that, get rid of your roller and just stretch your legs out. Otherwise, come with me, both legs long and straight. You get that nice opening up through the front of your hips, a little bit of a stretch through your back. If it bothers you at all, just get rid of your roller. Otherwise, hang here. A couple of nice big deep breaths. I promise this will feel lovely when you get off. Okay, bend one knee, place your foot close back to your roller. Bend the second knee, place the foot close back to the roller. Lift your hips, push the roller towards your feet. Okay, little lift of the feet, push the roller away from you, don't send it too far away. Stretch your legs out nice and long and straight and enjoy that nice flat feeling through the front of your hips. You could take your arms over your head as well and get that nice stretch all the way through your body. Hang here for a couple of breaths. Then you're going to float your arms to the ceiling. You're going to bring them all the way down. You're going to rest them down by your side. You're going to bend your knees and have your feet flat on your mat again. Just one actually, I lied. Just bend the left knee, keep the right leg straight. Okay, bring the left knee up to tabletop. Put the right hand on the outside of the left knee. Pull the knee across your body, keep your shoulders on the mat. Left hand, take it a little bit wider than your mat for some stability and just gently keep pushing down on that knee to get that nice stretch through your left hip. Couple of breaths there. Okay, bring that leg back to the center. Slide that leg out long and straight. Opposite leg, bring your right leg up to tabletop. Put your hand on the outside of that knee. Pull that knee across your body. Get that nice stretch through your hips. Hang there and breathe. Big deep breaths. Other arm, that right arm of yours can be out on the mat, a little bit on the carpet, the floor, a little bit wider than your mat. Breathe. Bring your leg back to center. Keep that leg in tabletop. Slide the other leg, bring it back to tabletop, both legs in tabletop. I'm going to do one assisted roll-up. You could come up in a different manner. You can choose, but once we get up there, you're just going to sit because we've been lying down for a bit. Arms are long and straight. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck your chin to your chest, push your feet away from you and roll yourself up and just sit. So you're literally just going to sit for a minute. We're going to make sure you don't feel dizzy because we've been lying you down for a bit. When we lie you down like that and your pelvis is higher than your heart, you're in inversion. When we're in inversion, we watch that you don't get too dizzy or lightheaded. Anytime your pelvis is higher than your heart, that's what we watch for. So a bridge can be that position, but when you had your hips up on the roller, your pelvis was higher than your heart. We're going to come up to standing. We're going to do some rolling up and down, and we're going to do it with our roller if you're up for it. You don't need to do it with your roller, but if you're up for it, you're going to come with me and do it with your roller. So I've just slid my mat down a bit so you guys can see it, but you're going to put your roller at the end of your mat. So my mat's on the floor, my roller is on the floor as well. Then you're going to come up to standing and you're going to stand in front of your roller. So once you're up there, we want to have feet hip width distance apart, even weight distribution through your feet, and just next to your roller. You don't need to be touching your roller. In fact, give yourself a bit of grace. Let's go a couple of centimetres, 2.5 centimetres or an inch in the old money. Feet hip width distance apart, stand tall. Now, key is weight distribution. 60-40. 60% through the front of your foot, 40% through your heels. Still stand firm and evenly across your feet. So you might feel that little lift of your arches, draws your knees out, engages your hips. 60% of your weight is through the front of your foot, the balls and your toes. Feels a bit like you're going to lean forwards and fall forwards, but you're not going to make yourself do that. Stand tall. Have that weight distribution. Take a breath in. Tuck your chin to your chest and roll yourself forwards for me. Keep your weight distribution. I do not want you to worry about how far you are going or not going. Oh, I'm tight today. Pause and roll back up and stand nice and tall. I'm going to give myself a bit more grace. You could choose. Okay, breath in. Tuck of the chin to the chest. 60-40. That's better. Down you go. Roll yourself down. Keep your foam roller upright for me. Let your head hang. When you get to the bottom, pause. Take a breath in. Lead from the tailbone. Roll yourself back up. Stand nice and tall. Now you can get rid of the roller. It's not compulsory. You can choose. If you knock it over, you can leave it lying down or you can pick it up and go again. Tuck of the chin to the chest, down you go. So this is designed to make your spine move, as opposed to your hips swinging backwards. Arms, just let them hang like they belong to a rag doll. Pause at the bottom. Take a breath in. Tuck the tailbone, so your coccyx tucks under. Up through the lower back, your lumbar spine. You're going to stand nice and tall. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Check you don't feel dizzy. If you feel dizzy, stay standing upright. Otherwise, breath in. Tuck of the chin to the chest. Long breath out as you go all the way down. Arms are just hanging. Pause at the bottom. Breathe in. Lead with the tailbone. Up through your lower back, your lumbar spine. Up through your ribs. There's 12 of them. Each section should come up one bit by bit. Stand tall. Shoulders away from your ears. We're going to do 2 more. Make sure you don't feel dizzy. Tuck of the chin to the chest. Down you go. Long breath out as you go all the way down. Arms are just hanging. Pause at the bottom. Take a breath in. Tailbone tuck. Scoop through your belly, so use your tummy muscles. Come back up. Stand nice and tall. You've got 1 to go for me. Breathe in. Tuck of the chin to the chest. Down you go. Exhale all the air out of your lungs that you can. Arms are hanging. Pause at the bottom. Breathe in. Breathe out to come all the way back up. Stand tall and rest. Lovely. I'm going to turn sideways and I'm going to get rid of my roller. I'm going to go into a little bit of a stretch. Just move away from your roller from me. Feet hip width distance apart, standing nice and tall, shoulders are nice and relaxed. You could be on the floor or on your mat, you can choose. If your mat's a little bit spongy, feel free to step on the floor because you're going to challenge your ankle stability a little bit more on the mat. Otherwise, come up onto your tippy toes and lift your heels just gently off of the ground and then lower them all the way down. We can do 3 of them. Up onto your tippy toes, gently lift those heels and lower down. 1 more. Breath in, breathe out to come up and lower down. Okay, let's add our arms. Inhale first, exhale onto those tippy toes. Arms float out to the side. Take those arms right up towards the ceiling for me. Make your arms really long, really strong, like you're pushing them through water as you return your heels to the ground. Inhale first, exhale. Try and touch the ceiling, nice long arms, and then bring them all the way down. We're going to do 1 more. Breath in, breathe out to come up. Lengthen through those fingers, reach those fingers right to the ceiling. Make your arms nice and long as you lower them all the way down. You're going to roll your shoulders in one direction. You're going to do a couple in one direction. You're going to do a couple more in the other direction. And then you're going to relax. So again, you've got a week to play with the class. Play with it as much as you like. Anything that you've got a challenging with or a worry with, let me know if you like. Otherwise, just be careful and listen to your bodies. Enjoy the class, and I will see you all soon. Bye, team. Have fun.